Hey y'all. Hey y'all. First things first, before I even get started, YouTube, I do not own the rights to the music being played. I do not own the rights to the music that's being played. Okay, now we got this disclaimer out the way. Now, in my spirit, I felt like I just had to explain. Maybe I don't have to, but just in my spirit, I feel like I need to because remember, we all prayed that I get out of NASCAR, that I do find another job. And God worked that out. Yeah, so I got to the other hotel. And then that ain't quite work in my favor. So that means I had to now cross over to where I'm at now. Okay. Here's my thing, and this is how I was always raised to be very specific on what you say and when you pray. Because the only thing I said was, God, please hurry up and get me up out of NASCAR. I was not specific on what I asked for. So therefore, I'm reaping the benefits of that harvest. Okay. Now, what I was saying as far as these people, this here situation that's going on, child. I came back to what's convenient for me, which is hospitality, aka hotels. That was one of, I would say, one of the first shops that I actually worked. I've worked at several jobs since I've been 13, but one of my actual paying jobs was the first hotel on Fort Jackson. You see me keep looking, I'm looking at the camera. So, was one of the first hotels, courtesy of Miss Linda K. Harrison. She was one of the ladies I went to church with, and she was the general manager at the hotel at the time. So, I've been in hotels for about 20 something years, okay? So, I went back to what was familiar to me. However, I've been with NASCAR for 8 years. So, that means I've been kind of out of corporate America, for 8 years, okay? So it was different getting acclimated back into this young society, should I say. But it was not what I expected. So, I'm blessed to have a job, to be able to go from one straight into the other, guys. I'm blessed on that part. The thing that has me in my feelings, discouraged and upset and more disappointed than anything is because when I did the interview, you know how they always ask, well, do you have any questions for me? The first thing I said, are you fully staffed? Does your staff actually come to work? Do you talk to your employees or talk at them? And do you guys communicate? Those were my questions, okay? Normally when I go on a job interview, I have questions lined up like, tell me about your business. How long have you been with the company? What do you think can do better as far as the company is concerned? What do you think that I will fit in? And am I allowed to utilize my leadership skills based on my experience? So those are some of the questions that I normally would ask. So, and I know how employers are. They're going to be the yes man because they want you in the door. Now, one of the reasons why I was able to get in is because the general manager and the assistant general manager, baby, when I say night and day, oil and vinegar, they're that type, okay? So you got salt and hot sauce. That's how that dynamic is, okay? So, with the general manager, that's what I spoke to first, because I just walked in here off a wing and a prayer. I walked in. Now, he and I have background of working at the same hotels in South Carolina. So we went down that rabbit hole knowing that, well, hey, do you remember this person? You remember that person? What? Yes. Oh, my God. So I know. And then also, the favor of God is how I was able to get in the building as well as my umpteen years of experience. Okay. So when I met with, that was all I spoke to. When I met with Vinegar, that's who I asked all the questions to. And it was like, oh, yes, and yes, we're fully staffed, and we this, and we work as a team. And, it's very impressive. He was talking about our work experience and stuff. So he's like, so the first strike was because when I applied online, the pay that they said they had online, I was like, well, this is what I was making over there. So that'll be a pay cut. If you can give me that or match that, go above and beyond or however. So it was kind of like, oh, You acting like I'm asking for salary. Like, no, match that or go a little bit above and beyond. So they matched it. Okay, so we're gonna start there. My first, and I told y'all this before, I wasn't supposed to start until midweek. I done been here, which is fine. Thank God I got a job. But I have been, who else you see? Who else you see in this building? I have been here. The young lady that worked on the morning shift, I met her. I've met 2 other people in passing. Had no idea they worked the front desk, because guess what, baby? They ain't never here. Okay? So when I asked you, were you fully staffed? And I told you all the other things that I have going on outside, not even mentioning the business, guys, as far as the basket making is concerned. I'm also a filmmaker. I also do XYZ. So I need these times off. I need these specific dates because of XYZ. Oh, no problem. Oh, and if you ever need future dates, here's the request off form. Just put that in there. Okay. So I come in the door like, okay, bet. But I'm speaking to people, and in the mix of it's like, oh, yeah, here we go. Here come another one. And then they actually put a bet out on how long I would last. I just found that out yesterday. Why we doing that? Because from my understanding, they say nobody within the last 30-something days of hire, nobody has lasted past 60 days. Well, what the problem is, because the math ain't mathing nor making sense, pumpkin. So that's why I was saying, I didn't want it to come across as me being ungrateful or complaining. It's just that I'm not understanding, because you said one thing and actions is showing something totally separate. Hold on. My apologies, I had a customer come in. But like I was saying, so the actions is totally separate from what was told. And my thing is, the reason why I asked were they fully staffed, because this is considered an extended stay hotel, which means that people can stay here for weeks, months, or days, or whatever. But when the city is busy at capacity, like it was this entire weekend, because this is race weekend, this is NASCAR weekend. The race is going on as we speak. It's the Coca-Cola 600. And they have every series that runs every weekend. So Friday are the trucks. Saturday is Xfinity. For those that don't speak NASCAR, it's kind of like the babies. And then tonight is the big boys, the big dogs is out there. 600 laps around Charlotte. So last night, okay, let's go back a couple of weeks ago, where I'm stuck here. Mind you guys, I still have not been fully trained on their system. The standard computer system, got that to a science, same one as it was over there. I got that part. Checking Expedia, Priceline, all these like third-party reservations, all that. No. What to do when the parking lot is overflow? No. What to do when there's airlines that come in? No. Speaking of, so with us being an extended stay hotel, right? If whatever reason there's inclement weather in Charlotte, or there's connecting flights that are not able or delayed or whatever, we're one of the host hotels. Every hotel in Charlotte is supposed to be able to house airline distressed passengers. Okay. At the other property, we always denied it because it's literally too much paperwork, too much. Oh my God. Matter of fact, hold on. You see this? This is how to make a reservation for the airline. Not a standard reservation. Airline. All this. Okay. So imagine me. The day that you tell me that there's an airline, American Airline, possibly going to send people over, You didn't walk me through it. You put this in my hand. Okay? Never have I ever. Okay? So put yourself in the customer's shoes. You're already pissed off because your flight is canceled or delayed. So you can't get home or whatever your destination is. So you're told, take this voucher to this particular location that's 20 minutes away. They got you covered for the night. Room and taxi are already covered. You come see me, and I'm doing this right here. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And you're standing in front of me. All 30. Not to mention, it is 17 minutes before it's time for me to get off work. Okay? I'm standing here, deer headlight, and anxiety like this. Like, that same rocket ship that Katy Perry and Gail pretend to get on, that's when my anxiety went up there with them, okay? Because this is what I got in my hand, trying to figure out if I'm doing this right, because nobody took time to stand here and show me. It's not how they communicate right here. And I said about communication. It's not how they communicate. This is how they communicate. Like this. Instead of standing in front of you talking, they put this in front of you. This is on page 8. Go to page 12. Go to page 54. So you can't take time out your busy day to take time to actually show me how this works when you took time to tell me, oh, by the way, the airline could be possibly sending 30 customers over. But you got this. I leave about here. That particular day, it was 2 weeks ago. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. My shift ended at 11. Okay? But that ain't pipe and smoking. So I'm already pissed. I had to come to work the very next day. I act like everything is all hunky-dory. Lies. I looked him in his face and I was like, oh, no. The quickest way that I got in this though is them same elevators that I'm going to use to get back out, because you would not stretch me until I pop. I've heard, and I've already got several reviews from customers like she's the greatest thing. Got all that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's me. I'm just doing me. So when I hear you say, oh, the reviews are great, you're amazing, you're this and that and the other, I know. Had another customer. So like I was saying, no matter where I go, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine no matter where I go. That's what I'm gonna do. Customer service to a science. Got that. That's called mannerism. Learn that at birth. Okay. As far as the basics, well, I got the basics too, but what it takes to hold this together, this ain't no one person job. This is team too much. Y'all, I ain't even made it to 60 days yet, and I'm already like, okay, God, I know I need a job, but this ain't what I want, y'all. I know the power of life and death is in the tongue, so I have to be very specific on my wordplay when it comes to try to find a job. Because on a night like tonight, it's cool. It's chill. I got a lot of stuff done. And it wasn't that many arrivals, so I was good. I'm able to have a relaxed night. Now you see me keep stopping the video because people are coming in. So for security reasons, the door is locked. So I have to buzz them in. They have to come up. So I don't want to be sitting here looking like I'm talking to myself, even though I'm talking to myself by talking to you. But I'm not talking to myself because I'm talking to you. Okay, so, but still, yesterday, prime example, it is Memorial Day weekend. It is also race week. NASCAR Hall of Fame is right next door. Everybody that is going to the race clearly is staying in any hotels that they can have, and that is going to hold them. There's also a baseball tournament that's like 4 blocks away from us. So the city stays calm, and we're smack dab in the middle of the city. Okay, Why would you have one person here? Oh, I know why. Remember that staff that I asked about? They don't exist. They're more friends than co-workers. They just call them like, you know what, I don't feel like coming in. Okay, well, I got such and such on the schedule, so you're not gonna stretch me thin though, because your buddies don't want to show up for work. Who fault? How is that my fault? And make that make sense. How is that even fair that you even do a good employee and a new employee at that? Which lets me further know, baby, these people out here don't care about us. All I really say is they don't really care about us, because this is crazy. And I even told you I don't do Sundays, baby. Sunday is me and God. That's God and me. And also Sunday is my me time for me to digress whatever happened during the week and the week that's coming. But you ain't got nobody to work the weekend, so guess who here? I know I can easily say no, but once again, this is one of those, God, I need a job versus this is what I want. And until I actually get what I want, I'm going to have to just stick out through this need. But I don't need the stress that comes with it, y'all. I am exhausted when I get off work. Not tired, exhausted. I'm on my feet the entire 10 hours that I'm here. I have to go replenish the coffee every 2.5 hours. I have to restock the apples, make sure they're straight. Go out here and check the pool. Go down to the parking garage, all the things. Oh, speaking of that, so yesterday, we were already sold out. We're oversold by 2. Thank God that worked this stuff out. But the parking garage was overflowed. Guess who had to catch that heat? Now, mind you, the manager said if the parking lot does get full, let me know. I don't work in the parking lot, so how am I supposed to know this? I don't know it until the 5th person came in. I paid for parking, and this and that and the other. And I'm like, really? Hold on. See what I mean? Keep going. So it's like, the person is mad. You know what? I paid for parking, but there's nowhere to park, and the parking garage is confusing, and this and that and the other. And I'm like, okay, calm down, calm down. Then on top of that, fire panel went off. So I'm standing here like, I'm not. Now, mind you, the manager did say if the parking does get full, give me a call. I'll come back up. Again, I didn't notice until the 5th person started cursing me out. Hold on, y'all. So I'm going to get quiet for a second because I know it's the same person that's coming in. Well, I'm good. Unless it's a different customer. We're going to see. But by that time, I don't know anything about overflow parking. But I'm still getting my head chewed out. And I got a fire alarm going off. So I'm like, and you want one person to handle this? And you barely giving out? I had to ask for the pay because you did not want to give that to me. But this is part of the stress test that I'm having to go through, and I'm not in the mood for it. I just can't, and it's not fair that you expect for one person to have to go through this. And then I had to call him. Thank God he's only 15 minutes away, but that's still, make it make sense. When you know this is a sold out weekend, why would you only have one person and a new person on staff? So this is the stuff that I'm talking about that's flustering and frustrating me, because that means you lied to my face to get me in here. And what pisses me off, because I've also been in management and leadership, is companies expect for you to come in on this pedestal like I'm gonna do all the things and yes sir and no sir and sure you're right, but then you don't give the same respect to the employee, and you wonder why. Now I see why nobody want to stay here, because it's team too much, and I'm not gonna be able to do it. I don't know, guys. And like I said, from the video earlier that I posted, I'm tired. Now, normally, like, you know, when I get home, y'all good?
Yes.
Okay. Normally, when I get home, I kind of have a second wind where I'll be able to, like, design and stuff. But I get home, I just want to go straight to sleep. And then I gotta get up and do it all over again tomorrow. Like, that's not abundance to me. That's me getting up, like, dreading it. But once again, it's something I need. Not quite what I want. So I said all that to say, like I said, I'm not complaining or anything, guys. I'm not happy. I guess if I had to really boil it down to it, I'm not happy. It is not bringing me enjoyment. And I do not want to be one of those persons that work themselves to death. I never want to be that person. Or all you do is work, and you never reap the harvest of it. Yeah, it's a paycheck. It's pretty decent. It pays the bills. It does good. But baby, I'm tired. I don't even enjoy the paycheck because I can't go nowhere. Because I'm always here. Pause. Yep, what you got? How are you? See? Once again. It's seemed too much. So I just don't know. Like I said, you know, when I get home, y'all, I be so exhausted. Normally I can get like a second wind. I can go in and I can go strong. But like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Y'all, nah. And it's the fact that I'm just not happy. Like I said before, you know, I know I'm repeating myself. Because I just don't, like, you know, making a basket, obviously that brings me joy. But that's not a 9 to 5, you know, unless God tell me that's going to be a full-time thing for me. So right now, I have to, you know, have another source of income. And I just, I don't know. I just can't. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, it's too much for one person, and definitely of my age. Not saying that I'm old, but baby, I am older than everyone here besides the general manager. Honey, my supervisor is 23 years old. My son is older than her. What you want me to do with it? This is the kind of stuff that I have to deal with, and I'm not dealing with it. I don't know. So, rant is over. We're good. So, I just wanted to clarify that and put that out there. I didn't want it to look like I wasn't grateful because, you know, I'm blessed to have a job. Because like I said before, and I've repeated this before, there was times in my life when I did not have a job for 2.5 years and I almost went fool. Okay? So, I am blessed to have a job. It's just not the job for me. So, the next prayer is to be very specific, guys. I want something that's going to bring me joy, peace, and happiness. Okay? That's the next prayer. So, that's why I just wanted to clarify that, put that out there. But let me get ready to go clearly because people keep coming in. So, thank y'all so much. You're more than welcome to if you choose to. Comment section is there. It's just me just putting it out there. It's another transparent moment, so you don't really have to talk to me, but I will talk back if you do. All right? So I just want to put that out there, my friends. Let me continue to be great. Talk to you later. TTFN.